Good morning. It's time for Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazer.
I'm Dick Olson. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Dick. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about here today. We got
a lot of high school stuff going on now. We're really kicking it into the spring season now.
Yes, we are, and the weather's turning around for us. So
I don't know about Tuesday night, though.
Well, yeah, Tuesday night was a little different. Yeah, we'll get into that here just a little bit.
I'm not a betting man, but I think I would even place to bet that baseball game wouldn't have been played, but they got through it and a win for the Warriors.
Yes,
so good job there. So,
all right. Earlier yesterday, there were 4 individuals from Neillsville that signed letters of intent to play the next level in sports, and I had a chance to talk with each of them and get their comments, but Sydney Magnuson, we had her in here.
Yep.
Her 19U team won the national championship, but she'll be signing to play hockey at the University of Marion in Fond du Lac.
Yep. And lacrosse also she's going to play.
Yeah, she's going to play lacrosse,
And so, that's impressive. I didn't realize that Marion College, I've heard of it, but I did not realize that they even had a girls hockey program. And her teammate from Black River, Zoe Hunter, is also going to Marion also. So
that'll be a good hockey team, I think.
You bet. Yeah, good foundation coming over there.
Yes.
So.
Also, she'll be pursuing a degree in criminal justice with a focus on psychology and data analytics. Braylon Boyer is signing a letter of intent to play football at University of Wisconsin Stout. He will, a receiver, I believe, a slot receiver, he said.
Slot receiver. We've watched Braylon for 3 years now, and he is as good a receiver with yards after the catch. He is just so elusive out there, but what a great pair of hands. Not the biggest individual.
No.
And we've seen him take some big hits over the years, but he's always got up. And
strong.
Very proud of Braylon. He's a kid who's come a long way, and he will do well at Stout. So.
And he's pursuing a degree in game design and development.
I guess that's the way of life right now.
Yes.
So
and that's what
the gamers.
Yes, that's what Administrator John Geyer said in the beginning. He's like, back in our day, we didn't have that when we went to college. There was no such thing.
And now, they do have colleges that provide scholarships for gamers.
Sure.
Actual gamers.
Yeah.
So I have a nephew that is a gamer over at Lakeland College in Sheboygan. So
they've got actual rooms where they have several systems set up.
And a lot of competition. So
right. Ashton Schultz, he signed a letter of intent to do track and field at Luther College in Decorah, Iowa.
Yep.
He's going to pursue a degree in exercise science. And then Paris Opelt signed a letter of intent to play for Williams Jewell College in Liberty, Missouri.
Yeah, interesting choice there.
Yeah.
I had heard, but Williams Jewell, I believe, is a D2 program. So it's a nice fit there. So long way away, but a nice fit.
So I talked to each of them and got a few comments from them, starting with Sydney Magnuson.
Why Marion College?
I really like the criminal justice program. They have one of the best in the state, and their professors are very one-on-one, and they always have their offices open, and they really want to see their students succeed and don't just want the money.
Anything you're looking forward to now, playing goalie on the next level?
I'm looking forward to the higher level coaching and the higher level players. Everybody wants to be there, and I think if we strive for the same goal, it's going to be really fun.
All right, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Braylon, Stout. Why Stout?
They're the only university that has computer or game design with a computer science, so that's why I picked that. And I just like that it's a small big city. If you know what I mean.
Now you're going on to play football. What position do you plan on playing?
Slot wide receiver.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. What do you look forward to now going on to the next level, playing football?
Playing with some, people that are there for a reason and they're good. And I'm not saying my other teammates aren't good, but I'm just saying it'll be nice to play with some people that can challenge me.
All right. Ashton, Luther College. Like I asked the other two before you, why Luther?
Because John Geyer went here. No, I really like the program. Really nice people there, and when I met with the coach, seemed like a really nice guy, and all around just really nice school.
You're going for track and field. What events do you think you're going to be specializing in?
Hurdles and high jump for sure, and then might become a decathlete. So see how that goes.
What about your future plans in college? What are you going to major in?
Exercise science, and I'm hoping to go on either a chiropractor or be pediatrician. Sorry.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Paris Opelt, you're going on to William Jewell in Liberty, Missouri. Why there?
I love the coaches and the environment there and the location. I wanted to go somewhere farther away to experience more, so that's why.
What division is it?
Division 2.
Division 2, okay. What about your aspirations in college? What are you going to do when you...
I don't know yet.
Okay.
So I'm undecided, but hopefully I'll figure it out.
You're going to the next level. What do you look forward to now in Division 2 basketball?
I'm looking forward to like a new environment overall, like a new team and like new coaching, like to experience something different. So.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so those individuals from Neillsville moving on, and Administrator Geyer talked before these guys signed and ladies signed and said that only about 10% of high school students move on to the next level, no matter what division it is.
Absolutely. And I don't care what size the school is, Larry. When you have 4 kids from one class doing this, it is very impressive.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're Division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. But you have 4 kids, and that is very impressive.
And they're all different sports.
All different sports, and all excelled at their individual sports, too, tremendously. So,
Yes, so hats off and congratulations to those individuals with that signing on Wednesday. All right, let's get into some of the high school sports that have happened this past week. And one of the big ones was the Moret Invitational in Neillsville for track and field.
Yeah, just a lot of schools up here, and probably one of the first big invitationals outside this year. And we had talked last week, Larry, that we thought the Stanley Boyd boys were going to be impressive, and they come in and they dominated the competition.
Oh, yeah.
So they were 211 points. Neillsville second with 142. Owen Withy, 86.5. Auburndale and Loyal, fourth and fifth with 50. And then on the girls' side, Bloomer come in and dominated, too, also with 189.5. Stanley Boyd, 113 in second. Neillsville, 92.5 in third. But there's 3 individuals I want to talk about on the boys' side, Larry. First of all, Ashton Schultz. Just talked about him.
Yep.
Going to Luther College in Iowa for track. First at the 110 and the 300 hurdles. He's a state qualifier this year, and it looks like he's going to be well on his way again this year.
Yeah, and he had some good times. I looked at those times in the 110 and 300, and they were in the top 15 in the state.
Yeah, and he's just going to get better and better, too.
Right.
So, and then Madden Marr, the junior from Stanley Boyd, and we watched this kid play football, and he's one of the, if not the fastest kid in the Glory Valley Star Coast. But he won the 100 and the 200 dashes and also the long jump. So he's off to a flying start,
and he's in the top 10 in the state in those two times.
And only a junior, too. So, and then sophomore Brecken Miller from Spencer, first in the pole vault, Larry, with a 12-foot leap, which is awesome.
Yes.
At any level. First in the high jump at 5'9", and he was second to Ashton in the 110 hurdle. So, and just a sophomore, Brecken Miller. So, kid to be watching there.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So the Cloverbell Conference, that track meet coming up later in the years,
it's going to be a beast.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
there's some good athletes going to be running.
Man. You go west, you figure what's in the west and then what's in the east, and I'll tell you what, it's going to prepare these kids for regionals and sectionals.
Yes.
They'll be ready.
Yeah, they'll be well tested by the time they get there. Baseball game the other night. You mentioned it at the start, wondering how they ever got that game in, but I tell you, the wind was really whipping. Yeah. And if you're familiar with Henry Luke's baseball field in Neillsville, everything was blowing in.
Straight in.
And I was broadcasting the softball game, so I could look down. I could see the outfielders, and there was nobody, I don't think, playing past midway in the outfield.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had to, because I would have said anything in the air, hit high in the air, was going to get blown right back to the shortstop, pretty much in that area.
I understand Reese McDonald, if the wind wouldn't have been blowing in, probably would have had a home run.
Yeah.
But his ball got caught up in the wind and just stayed there.
Even a line drive would have been caught up in that wind.
Yep.
And so, but and feel bad for Reese because of all days,
Yeah, right. Yeah. Neillsville Granton, by the way, beating Greenwood in 5 innings, 22-3, and they play Greenwood again tonight in Greenwood, and that would have been a different story there.
Yeah,
there the wind would have been blowing out.
Yeah, then Reese would have had his home run. So
there might have been a lot of home runs.
I don't know, but I'm assuming the wind's going to be probably from the west tonight. So I don't know. It should be a more decent night tonight.
Yes.
Not warm, but decent enough to play ball in. So.
Neillsville Granton and Loyal Greenwood softball, they ended their game 8-8 because of lightning in the sixth inning.
Yeah, that one got a little late, and like you said, lightning came, and when it came hard. Not a lot of rain, but a very heavy lightning.
Yeah,
so.
and then they the coaches and the umpires kind of got together at home plate, and it's the times. They're all looking at their phones, checking the radars, and I think they thought, if we wait a half hour because of the lightning, it ain't going to – it's not going to clear up.
And quite honestly, the lightning did not quit. Thunder and lightning went on well past 8 o'clock. So,
and the rain came too.
And, of course, there's no lights up there.
Right.
So you're better off. Let's go home. We'll pick it up. I believe they play again next week up either in Loyal or in Greenwood. But, finish it up there, be done with it. So.
Another team getting back to baseball is Columbus Catholic. They're just carrying over from the basketball season right into the baseball season.
And they are off to a flying start. Undefeated last I looked, and just building around that same core that they built around basketball. And I believe did they make it to sectionals last year? I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah, baseball, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was either regional finals or sectionals, but it's pretty much that same core that led them to a state championship in basketball, and they'll be right there in baseball. And there's 2 big games right around the corner next week.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are. And Gene Delisio had a chance to talk with Columbus Catholic head baseball coach Jared Krassalt.
Let's update you now on Columbus Dons baseball as Coach Krassalt joins us. Well, certainly a veteran crew coming back for your ball club this year. Tell us about that experience of having so many experienced ball players back on your roster.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, whatever division you're at, like if you can get 5, 6, 7 starters back, and I mean we have 5 pretty solid arms back that are going to help us compete throughout the year, and add a few of some young kids too. But yeah, I mean that veteran presence is huge in practice and off-season workout stuff. I mean every coach would attest to that, and I'm so thankful, especially for this group of seniors that we have currently right now. They've kind of helped pave the way for the program, kind of helped carve out, under our tutelage, with the coaches I have. So very, very appreciative of those guys and thankful for what they've done so far.
Can you explain for us the advantages that you have as a small school, playing other small schools, and having such a deep pitching staff?
I mean, if you got a guy, we can rotate through. Like our Coach Becker's been amazing with our pitchers, and it's just like kind of flip a coin. Who are we going with tonight? And we'll have a great defense behind them. And I mean, just for me, I've been very fortunate. So if I could use a little shout out to thank the parents that help get their kids in the summer baseball through, varsho baseball, through Sandlot, but then the kids continue to play in the summer, which has been huge. And I've said this in the past, and Columbus baseball has experienced in the past. A lot of athletes come through Columbus, and we're very appreciative and thankful of that, but not a lot of baseball players. But as of late, we've been pumping out a lot of baseball players, and to me, that's a testament to parents. And I mean, we can tap ourselves on the back a little bit, but the parents, sacrificing their summers, the weekends to get extra ball tournaments in, and every little bit of that helps, come to the season where I don't necessarily have to go over a lot of little things. We do focus on a ton of small things, but where I don't have to really go over a ton, and that's just a benefit through as a team as a whole. So.
Coach, the state basketball championship won by Columbus. How has that affected your program?
That was pretty cool. Actually, our first official day of practice with all the basketball guys back after spring break. It was dark in the school. We didn't have school, and Coach K and Mr. Lambert just put the basketball in the trophy case. So, I mean, I used that as a start. Flipped the light on. It was really special. It was really special. The boys really liked it. And but they all, I heard a couple of the, Blake and Emmett, they're like, all right, we got to turn the page. It's, and they love baseball. But, I mean, it's been so cool for the school just to have that exposure, to have that ability. But then again, too, that's just a mentality thing. Coach K just breeds winners and pumps that out in the basketball program, and we're trying to follow suit here.
In terms of knowing how to win, how to perform under pressure, has that helped your program?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, baseball obviously is, you succeed 3 out of 10 times, you're a Hall of Famer. And, at this level, baseball's tough. It's a lot of life lessons. And, Coach K puts a lot of pressure. We try to do a lot of good pressure situations, and pressure makes diamonds. And we got a lot of guys that can really be a true diamond. So I'm excited for this group and the season going forward.
Can you talk about the Clover Belt Conference this year and what that race looks like for you?
Reed Connect is a returning Conference Player of the Year for Spencer. Phenomenal baseball player. wherever he's at. Loyal, we saw them down in Mawson. They're looking extremely improved. Not real sure on some of the other ones, but obviously Neillsville, the returning champs, they got a really good group coming back. So it's going to be a battle up at the top, middle of the top, and we're excited for that. I told the boys that's one of our goals is your conference season, and then we work on the ones after that. But I would really like to have another conference title, but it's going to be extremely tough, at the Clover Belt East, where it's a solid group this year, so I'm excited.
All right, the big games coming up next Tuesday and Thursday against Columbus Catholic, and he talked about that conference, and it'll be probably those two, Neillsville, Granton, and Columbus Catholic.
Yeah, I said, Spencer's got some nice individuals, but the other night Gilman knocked them off, and Gilman's going to have some nice individuals too.
Sure.
But the bottom line is Neillsville, Granton, and Columbus Catholic have everybody back. They have their best pitchers, their best hitters, everything back, and these are the two teams that are going to go at it, I think.
And, and we talked about this before about having, and he talked about it, Coach Krassalt did, about having a deep pitching staff. And I mean, Neillsville, Granton right now, we've seen them go six deep.
Easily.
Yeah,
and without much drop-off.
Right, So then that's what Columbus Catholic, I don't know if they go quite 6, but they go deep. That.
I'm sure they go 4.
Yeah, at least.
It seems like I've seen both Konechkis out there pitching and a couple other guys. So it's
Blake Jacoby gets some innings.
Yep. So
it'll
be interesting. So it's we'll see.
Home and away next Tuesday and Thursday.
And it's too bad it has to be this early, but that's the way the schedule maker made it. So
Columbus Catholic by that time will have a few more games in than Neillsville, Granton has, but.
Neillsville's got a couple of good prep games coming up here, though, Larry. Friday, they're going down to Bangor.
Yeah.
And Bangor, last I looked, Bangor was undefeated. So,
okay.
And then I believe they're also scheduled to play Augusta Monday night. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting how they play that, though, because you sure don't want to waste too much pitching the night before. So,
right, yeah.
But I think that Bangor game will be a good tale of the tape for the Warriors.
Yeah.
So.
And we'll have that game for you on 92.7 WPKG on Friday starting at 5 o'clock. All right. Where are they now?
Okay,
here
Larry.
on the show?
I am going up to Stanley Boyd, and I'm going to talk about Juliana Brzezinski, a 2011 graduate of Stanley Boyd High School. Juliana was a 4-year letter winner on the Stanley Boyd volleyball team. Her freshman year, Stanley Boyd was 18-8 on the season. They were regional champions, losing to Regis in the sectional semis 3-1. Her sophomore year, the Orioles were 12-9 on the season, losing to Kobe in the regional semifinals. Juliana was an honorable mention choice on the Western Clover Belt All-Conference team. Her junior year, Stanley Boyd was 11-8 on the season, losing to Auburndale in the regionals. Julie was again an honorable mention choice on the All-Conference team. Her senior year, the Orioles were 8-12 on the season, losing to Auburndale in the regionals. Juliana was a first-team selection on the Western Clover Belt All-Conference team. In the winter, Julie was a 3-year letter winner on the Orioles girls basketball team. Her sophomore year, Stanley Boyd was 5-16, losing to Fall Creek in the regionals. Julie averaged 3 points per game. Her junior year, Stanley Boyd was 7-16 on the season, losing to Neillsville in the regionals, and Julie averaged 4 points per game. Her senior year, the Orioles were 4-20 on the season, losing to Owen Withey in the regionals, and Julie averaged 5 points per game that year. In the spring, Julie was a 3-year letter winner on the Stanley Boyd girls track team. Her sophomore year, she was second in the Western Clover Belt in the long jump and also a sectional qualifier. Her junior year, she was the long jump conference champion and third in the high jump and was a sectional qualifier in both events. Her senior year, she was conference champ in the long jump, second in the triple jump, and third in the high jump, and she was also a sectional qualifier in all 3 events. After graduation, Julie enrolled at UW Eau Claire and joined the Blue Gold volleyball team. Her freshman year, Eau Claire was 26-12, and they were WIAC co-champs that year, qualifying for the NCAA D3 playoffs, where they lost to St. Thomas of Minnesota in the regionals. Her sophomore year, the Blue Golds were 21-15. Her junior year, Eau Claire was 16-17. Her senior year, the Blue Golds were 27-10, qualifying for the NCAA D3 tournament, where they lost to Bethel from Minnesota in the regionals. Julie was an honorable mention selection on the All-WIAC team her senior year. Julie graduated from UW Eau Claire in 2015 with a bachelor's degree in psychology and would earn her master's degree in 2017 from UW Eau Claire. Today, Julie is a school psychologist in the Eau Claire School District, and since 2020 has been the head volleyball coach at Eau Claire Memorial High School. This past season, they were Big River's co-champs, losing to River Falls in the sectional finals. Julie Brzezinski-Nichols and her husband Dakota, and Dakota is the head basketball coach at Stanley Boyd, reside in Eau Claire. So
It's always nice to hear, that these kids, they graduate, go on to college, and then they come back and they're coaches in the area.
Yeah, and Julie comes from a coaching family. The Brzezinskis are well known, not so much on the girls' side, but her brothers were all wrestlers and football players.
Sure, yeah.
And either her older brother Greg, I believe he's stepping down as a wrestling coach at Stanley Boyd this year, but his replacement is going to be her younger brother Scott. So the Brzezinskis, well known at Stanley Boyd, and also UW. All of them played either, she and her sister both played volleyball there, and her brothers all played volleyball or football or wrestled at Eau Claire. The whole family went to UW Eau Claire.
Well, there you go. There you go. You hear that all the time with the big colleges, like Tennessee's and the Alabamas, but
nice to see here at home. So.
Staffs. All right, there we go. Two guys. Where are they now? I hear on Two Guys on Sports. Speaking of coaches, a couple of new football coaches in the area.
Yep.
Cadott has a new coach. Of course, Cadott not in the Clover Belt anymore, but Todd Reichel.
Yeah, Todd was an assistant, I believe, to the previous coach.
Jeff Gadel?
Jeff Gadel, excuse me. And I believe he's been on the staff forever up there. So
yeah, he's been around. He's been around.
Yep,
another guy that's taking over is Marcus Wallleitner, taking over for Tyler Mickelson at Fall Creek.
Yeah, Tyler Mickelson started when he took over the Fall Creek program. It was bad.
That was.
It was really bad. And Tyler made them in a playoff content. I believe they didn't make it last year, but the previous 2 years. So he did a heck of a job up there resurrecting that program, and hopefully it keeps going on for the new staff up there. So.
Yeah, and he's been around on this. He's assistant for 17 years.
Yeah, he's been there forever too.
So
I think so.
Things probably won't change too much.
No, you bet. So
you wouldn't think, anyway.
Yeah, so
been around that long. All right, the Brewers got a win yesterday. Not much as far as hitting. After the first two games
hit
of the series.
for the first 6 innings, and they got a run, scratched out a run on 3 hits late. Blake Perkins driving in the winning run and doing it with a bullpen day too. So
right,
yeah. So got a win, but previous 2 days looking a little rough. Pitching staff, starting staff has not been. Peralta's pitched well and Colin Ray has pitched well, but Miley took a pretty good hitting early Tuesday night, which was so unlike him, and then. Joe Ross looked great for the first 4 innings Monday night, and wow, it just caved in.
That's just what it seems to be with some of these guys. They look good for a while, and then all of a sudden a big inning comes.
But Joe Ross is just he's just starting to stretch out. Miley too. So, but you worry about their bullpen getting a little overworked here early too.
Yeah,
so,
I noticed they used a lot of guys on Wednesday in that bullpen.
So you might see the bus to Nashville coming up back with fresh arms here and there, but. It'll be interesting how they approach the starting staff. Maybe a couple of guys are doing good down in the minors, bring them up and start. Ashby got a start, but they set him right back down.
Right,
so it's but for the most part, up till this series with the Padres, they have really been hitting the ball though. So
the offense has been doing well.
And they're an exciting team to watch. They steal bases like crazy and play good defense for the most part too. So
I guess if there's any silver lining here, the Brewers are on the road.
Yeah,
this weekend to St. Louis. That's where they played well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
They only got one loss on the road this year so far.
Struggled at home a little bit here, but going into St. Louis and St. Louis may be down just a little bit, but it's still a division foe and it's still St. Louis, and you're still going to have. Those 2 big bats in the middle of that lineup there. So we'll see.
Freddie Peralta gets the start tomorrow night in that opener.
It's a good way to start.
Yeah, that's a good way to get off on the right foot.
So.
But Christian Yelich, that lower back again.
Yeah, and I feel really bad about that, Larry, because he was off to. He was looking like his 2018, 2019 self. He really was. 5 home runs. He hadn't showed that much power in a long, long time. And he was hitting everything, and all of a sudden that back thing, and that's kind of been his kryptonite the last few years, is that back. So,
yeah, the IL stint dates back to Saturday, so it looks like maybe into next week.
Yeah, so
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully he's back, and hopefully this little layoff hasn't hurt himself.
Right.
But man, oh man, it's too bad. And it's you can put people in there, but it's just not the same. Contreras is hitting like crazy. Also, Adames seems to be hitting well. Hoskins has hit pretty well in stretch. Bryce Terang has been lights out on the field, in the field, and at the bat.
And Frelick too.
Yeah,
Has been doing some stuff.
And Blake Perkins.
Right. Yeah.
Blake Perkins had the winning hit yesterday. So.
And he's had a few home runs here
Yeah,
over the last few games too.
So they brought Joey Weimer up, but it looks like Joey Weimer hasn't learned to hit yet. So he's still a great defensive outfielder, but I'll tell you what, they throw him big curveballs, and he just looks confused up there. So
that's usually what happens in the big leagues.
You bet. They know you.
Yes, they do. All right, NBA playoffs getting underway with the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
And in the West, no real surprise there.
Lakers beat New Orleans by 4, so the Lakers automatically get the 7th spot. And Sacramento defeated Golden State. Golden State is eliminated. Now Sacramento plays New Orleans for the number 8 spot. So.
And what I hear, Zion Williamson will not be playing in that game.
I did hear that also.
Got a hamstring problem.
Yeah, so that's going to be trouble. So,
that might not be good news for them.
Yeah, so, but I'm kind of surprised on Golden State. There's a lot of talent on that team. And
they got blown out.
Yeah, they're playing a playing game. And, I mean, all year round we hear about Steph Curry. Well, there he is eliminated, but
and Klay Thompson was 0 for 10.
Right.
Did not score.
But that also shows you how competitive the Western Conference is, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Minnesota this year. Where did they come from?
I know.
Of course, you've had all these high draft picks.
Sooner or later.
Yeah. But, Denver is solid.
Yeah.
And, Oklahoma City, where did they come from? Well, that's another one. All these lottery picks, they finally add up, and they're starting to play together. So,
right, yeah.
Whole different animal.
I know the thing going into that New Orleans game with the Lakers was whether or not they wanted to lose it so they wouldn't have to play Denver in the first round. But
yeah, good luck.
Yeah, they're going to go against Denver,
so,
where they don't have too much luck against.
If you don't play Denver, you ain't playing now. So
right, yeah. You're going to sooner or later, if you want to get to the championship, you're going to have to play Denver.
So, the Bucks will be opening up Sunday night against Indiana, and the big question is, will number 34 be out there? And it doesn't sound good first couple games.
Nope, he won't be in there to start the tournament or the playoffs. They're hoping to get him sometime later. Hopefully, it's not a sweep.
And that really concerns me, Larry, because they need to win with the way they played on the road. They need to win every game at home.
Yeah,
because the last month or two has just been very putrid on the road. So,
and against some pretty bad teams.
Very bad teams. That loss to Washington a couple of weeks ago, I still can't believe that.
Well, even the Toronto game, where Toronto had lost 15 in a row.
And that was at home. So I don't know. I will not be very surprised if the Bucks do not advance to the second round.
Yeah, I would not either.
Yeah,
especially the Pacers, who won 4 of the 5 games against them in the regular season.
Absolutely. This team has their number. So
and you better be able to score.
Yeah.
Because Indiana will score. They don't play defense, but they score a lot of points.
So if he's not in there, if Giannis isn't in there, Lillard, Middleton, Portis, Lopez, you better have games. That's all I got to say, because or else you're going to be watching the rest of the playoffs on TV. So.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, the Olympics starting in 100 days.
I had one other NBA.
Sorry.
NBA, Jonte Porter of the Raptors banned for life yesterday because of gambling violations. He was a G League guy putting bets on NBA games, 13 to 15 games, and then to show you how bright this guy was, when he was on the Raptors roster, he was betting on games too.
If you're in the sport, don't bet on your sport.
So he is banned for life from the NBA. Now you and I both know that gets to be a little flimsy, but down the line. But right now it makes good newspaper writing that he is banned for life. So
he has a seat next to Pete Rose.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So.
I mentioned Olympics starting in less than 100 days over in Paris. And it's going to be the first one where the opening ceremonies are not in a stadium. They're actually going to float down the Seine River.
Oh, that's
on boats.
Oh, wow.
All the delegations are going to put their colors.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming up
different,
in July and August. All right, that'll do it for this week on Two Guys on Sports. I'm Larry Hazel.
I'm Dick Olson.
We'll talk to you again next week.